Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tayler Yarish Show. We are here and we are live. It is the 22nd, I believe, of January. It is a Sunday. How's it going, everybody? Seems like a minute since I've been on this fucking thing. Yeah, I think I was in Chattanooga last episode back in the old city. I just got back late last night, I guess early this morning, around 2:30, 2:45, from Hanover, Pennsylvania. I mean, just what a tourist trap, you know? It was a lot of fun. I was out there. I was featuring for a good buddy of mine, Adam Mueller, and we were at the Church of Satire. It's a relatively new club, couple years old, run by a great gang of folks out there. Small room, probably seats 40, 45 people max, maybe. And it's a great place if you want to start headlining, or just doing that much time and you can't sell a ton of tickets. It'll probably end up being one of the first places I headline. Hope to be back doing that. Anyway, it was a fun time. We stayed at a Super 8 motel. I mean, just the tippy top of accommodation. You know what I mean? You walk in and just a big old crew of characters in the lobby there, watching like Indiana Jones drinking like a orange Fanta or something like that. I mean, just a great gang of folks, and yeah, it's always funny, like, because I've worked the front desk at a nice hotel, and so I I imagine that the system, and the processes of all how you do shit is relatively the same. It's the same process for wherever you go. So the only thing that changes is just how they treat you and how they talk to you, and sort of the just general professionalism that goes about, their job and what they choose to wear. There's no, the Super 8 motel, they don't have a uniform that exists, which I kind of like, by the way. I don't like when I go into a place and everybody has the same uniform. I like when I can tell who works there. That is good, maybe like a name tag or something. I'm fine with a name tag, or even if it's just like a t-shirt that everybody wears. But don't make people do the whole, like, the suit and tie, or just even just wearing a tie, a button down. They work front desk at a hotel. They're not running a hedge fund. Can we relax here? Super nice lady at the Super 8 motel. And it's just a crew of characters. We were going up the steps to our room, and we passed by this guy. And I guess, it was kind of a tight quarters. And so we were passing by. And Adam's like, "Oh, sorry, man." And the guy just whispered, "Don't be." And Adam didn't hear it, only I did, and it made me so uncomfortable because I don't know what that means. If you walk by somebody, you're like, "Oh, sorry, man, it bumped into you," and he goes, "Don't be. Don't be sorry." What does that mean? Don't. But it wasn't like, because "don't be sorry" is like, "Hey, it's not a big deal. It's totally fine." But then you whisper it, and it gets weirder. Yeah. Don't be. And also, it was kind of like maybe a smidge sexual. Sorry, man. Don't be. Ah. We must have said that 20 times throughout the trip. Yeah, don't be. Oh, sorry about that. Don't be. Don't be sorry. I'm gonna start doing that to people. Like, sorry, I gotta get by. Don't be. It's so uncomfortable. I don't know why. Yeah, we had like a couple queen beds in the room, And I thought, it's like I'm not really a fearful person. Like, oh, someone's gonna, the maids are gonna steal or someone's gonna break into our room. Adam, complete opposite. Literally everywhere he went, everywhere we went, he took his backpack with him and inside. When we left to go to the diner, he took his backpack. He brought his backpack into the diner, didn't leave it in the car. And he's got a lot of expensive shit in there. I get it, camera equipment, yada yada. But it's just funny to me that that he's like this. It would be my luck that out of the packed parking lot, somebody would choose my car to break into, and they would choose my backpack to steal. Even though my backpack, I think it looked like there would probably be more valuables in there for whatever reason. Yeah, it's just fun. So it's like we were we ate at a diner every single meal that we every single meal. I mean, we were only there for 2 days, but that's still funny to just be like diner again. Because number one, it's close by, it's convenient. The food was actually not bad, and it was so fucking cheap, dude. You could get I mean, if you live in a normal part of the country, it probably isn't crazy to you, but like you could get a Western omelet for like $7-8, something like that's insane. In New York, it would be double that, 100%. Maybe not all diners, you might get away with like a $10, but like if you go anywhere in Midtown, like heart of Manhattan, and you go to these fucking diners, you think, oh, we'll go down and get a cheap thing. No, dude, it's a fucking expensive ass thing, and then you start to really evaluate the food at if you're paying $16 for a fucking Western omelet, it better be the best goddamn Western. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still eggs. You could get fucking, well, maybe not now. You can't get 2 dozen eggs. I don't know what's going on with eggs, folks, but it's pissing me the fuck off. It's a main staple of my diet, and there's somebody's hoarding the eggs. I don't know. Somebody told me there's like a chicken flu or some bullshit. Figure it out, okay? I get the chickens are sick, but we can't be paying $8 for a carton of eggs, all right? I mean, what year is it? Let's come on. But yeah, we ate and you know what? I also ate three Western omelets. I ate first time, second time, third time, ordered a Western every single time because it was good. And I always order breakfast when I go to a diner anyway, and so that's like normal to me. But I've never gone to a diner 3 meals in a row before, so I was kind of thrown for a loop. I'm like, I don't know how to order anything else. What am I gonna get? The salmon royale. That was like the special that they had running 2 days in a row. Was the salmon royale? I don't know if that's a regular dish. If there's other royales, I don't know if royale meat like is a preparation or it's just fucking it's the royale. Let me get the salmon royale. I can't imagine ordering that with a straight face. But I mean, dude, every single meal we had at this diner, packed in the diner. I mean, parking lot, packed, just filled to the brim with old folks. And just kind of lot of fat folks and just faces with not a lot. It doesn't seem like there's a lot going on. And I'm not like, this is not a critique. I'm not shitting on them. It's just fascinating. I think it's just a slower way of life and a slower like just pace in general. And but they're probably not fucking anxious like every New Yorker is. They're not looking in. Their eyes are darting everywhere. I mean, we probably were spotted as city folks pretty quick. I mean, Adam's bringing his fucking backpack into a diner booth. I think we stood out a little bit, but yeah, it was a lot of like old couples who like aren't talking during their meals, that kind of thing, which I guess just happens to everybody at a certain point. You just said everything. There's a guy I used to do open mics with. I think he's quit comedy since then. Mike Calcagno. He had this great bit about just eating with his girlfriend who he's been dating for so many years, and you sit down, you start eating, and then He's like, we just have nothing to say to each other. He's like, turns out we're all caught up. I just always loved that line. Like turns out we're all caught up. The only sound that you hear is just forks hitting the plate. And that's what this was. Last time we ate there was like this kind of older couple, probably in their, you know, 50s, like late 50s, probably maybe early 60s, and they're both, very overweight. And I don't know why that kind of just adds to the overall stillness. Just this large mass not moving at all, and just kind of sitting there and standing there, like the way that like a buffalo. This is a bad comparison. I don't mean to compare them to the size of a buffalo, but maybe if you put them together, but just like a buffalo can just stand there and just kind of stare off, and that's what I had a better vantage point of the lady, but that's what she reminded me of, just like a buffalo just kind of sitting there. And then she had this like it was just essentially just a piece of a cake. I don't know if it was like a cornbread or something, but it was just a big yellow cakey looking thing. And every once in a while, she would just, like, without moving her eyes, she would just take a piece. She would take the corn cake or whatever, and she would bite into it, and like a good amount of crumbs would fall onto her chest, and then she would put it back down, chew it, and they wouldn't say anything. And then this was so funny to me. At one point, the guy, he gets up, this fat couple next to us. The guy gets up to go to the bathroom, and then he comes back and he sits back down in the chair, and you just hear like this loud pop, like from the chair that he sat in, and and the woman just looks at him, and then looks at the chair, and then looks at him, and they still don't say anything to each other. She's just kind of like, what's going on with that chair? Like, she couldn't put it together. Like, oh, maybe he broke the fucking chair by the way he's, this is an old diner. But it's just the commitment to, like, I don't need to say it. But it was, yeah, like, they were to buffalo. I mean, they didn't speak. They just grunted and ate and looked at each other and kind of had expressions. And it was fascinating. I mean, after a certain point, it was like 12 minutes. I was just staring at this lady. I felt bad. Adam was like, telling a story or something. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm half listening right now because I'm fascinated by these, two beasts in the wild, essentially. I don't mean to say that because they're fat, but like that's the aura that they gave off. They gave not like a beast, like a dirty animal, like a majestic animal, like a majestic animal that's roaming this free land of ours and just grazing. That's what I would describe it as. They were grazing over their food. They were surveying. That we were tucked in the back of the restaurant, the diner, and they were surveying the rest of the diner. And just every once in a while would eat, just take a bite of the coffee cake. Like, that's how, these calm, big animals, that's how they eat. A cow or something, they take a bite and then they calmly chew the food. They're not rushing. There's no rushed fucking, eating macaroni on the subway and just shoveling it into my face. They don't eat like that. And they don't eat like that out in Hanover, Pennsylvania. It's all slow, baby. There's no rush. That should be on their crest. Hanover, Pennsylvania. There's no rush. Huh? What do you got to get to? What are you going down to the Church of Satire to watch a comedy show? I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, but it was just it was interesting to watch. I should have maybe ordered something else because I have not taken a decent shit in like 3 days, at least. Like, and I feel heavy, and I don't know why. Like, I normally don't get vacay constipation. And I was eating. I eat pretty much eggs and shit every day anyway. I just had some. Um, but yeah, just have not taken a decent bowel movement, and I've just been fucking just an IV drip of coffee right into my veins. I've been chugging it, trying to get. Do you know if? Because I know coffee's a natural diuretic, but is it the caffeine that makes you, shit? Because I had two coffees and then I got a third one. I was like, I can't. If I have a third coffee, my heart is gonna stop, and so I got a decaf. But I don't know if it has the same diuretic effect, if you will. Um, call in if you know. I don't know, but yeah, it was. It's still bad. What I was gonna say, it was bad. It's still not. It's not great. Um, so anyway, the shows were great. They were a lot of fun. Friday show, a little light. There's probably like 10 people there, which wasn't so bad for me. I only had to do like 20, 25 minutes. Adam had to do an hour, which I could imagine is very tough to a small crowd. They were great, great crowd. It's interesting, like when you build or open a comedy club in a place where there's really no entertainment around for like 40 miles. They're not used to going to entertainment, so they don't know how to act at a comedy show. They don't know like what you are not and are not supposed to do. Um, and so like the guy was who runs it. He was telling me like when we first opened, we had to like kind of coach or like you had to sort of teach the audience how to behave because you would like ask a question somewhat rhetorical and they'll just answer it. Like oh yeah, I was playing baseball. You guys play club out of you play baseball? Yeah, we play baseball. We love to watch baseball too. We were down there at the Camden Yard. Like they'll just start answering the fucking question, which is not what you're supposed to. It's a rhetorical performance. So that was fun, and there's still a little bit of that. Like the host, first of all, the way the host introduced me was he did it both nights. It's hysterical. Like he said, "All right, this next guy is a very funny dude." Said that both nights. Very funny dude. He's all the way from New York City, so show some respect. I don't know why that's so. It's such a bizarre way to bring somebody up on stage. This guy's all the way from New York City, so show some respect. like they were gonna disrespect me the moment I got on stage because I'm from New York, and so I didn't want to like make fun of him, but I cheekily when I went on first thing I said when I went on stage, I'm like, yeah, that's right, show some respect to me because I'm from New York City. You show some goddamn respect. Like it's a place that you should, garner any respect from anybody. If anything, we should respect them when they come to New York, because they're the ones who grow our food and do all the middle America shit that nobody in the city would ever dare to do, They all wear Carhartt ironically. These people wear it legit. But then, no, they were a nice crowd. But I went out and I was like, that's right, I'm from New York, so shut. And I was like, I would cut off immediately. He's like, what part? Some guy in the back. Oh, what part? And so now we're just in an awkward conversation. I'm like, oh, I'm from Brooklyn. You from there? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, good talk. He's like, I've been there. I'm like, oh, like for work? Do you work there or something? He's like, no, I just like it. I was like, all right, man, cool. I'm gonna keep going now. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. And there was a little bit of that, throughout the set, which is fine. Sometimes it was early, like the not early, but the light shows. They just want to be talked to. That's just and you kind of have to, because it's awkward. When you're doing a show for like 100 people, it's an audience, it's a crowd. But when you have 10 people scattered throughout a room, you're just talking to these people, And so you kind of have to do your material to them. You can't kind of just, which is kind of how I like to do stand-up. Like I like it to be as conversational as possible. But sometimes when the audience is so small, it seems so conversational that they feel like they gotta respond. which you don't. PSA, you don't have to respond unless I ask you to respond. Show some goddamn respect. But yeah, no, it was fun. And then the second show, dude, holy shit, it was like a homecoming show for me. Like I said, the place only seats, 40 whatever people. It's probably like 35, maybe 40 people at the show. There was legit like 15 people from Maryland that came to see me. It was insane. It was like my mom, her work friend who always wants me to talk to her when I come home. Your mom shows me all your comedy videos. She's a really nice lady. I just like making fun of that accent. Yeah, two of them, my aunt and uncle, two of my cousins, one of their boyfriends, my buddy Phil, Ian, and John, and then Ian's boyfriend, and then my fucking high school theater teacher, drama teachers came to the show. Insane. Legit, I don't think I've seen them since, I probably saw one of them maybe a couple years after high school when I was home. I just swung by to say hi, and they look exactly the same. I feel like I've aged 10, 15, 20, who knows how many years. I look very different. They don't. But yeah, man, I was just blown away that they made the trip. And it's not like an insane, it's like, 30 miles, an hour and a half, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it felt very nice. It felt like it was my show, which I don't actually like doing that. Like I don't love those shows when there's a lot of people in the audience that know me, especially half the fucking audience knows me and is there for me. Because then it gets you get brought up on stage and they're wooing really hard, and then you try some new joke out and it just fucking crushes, and it just feels a little Make-A-Wishy, But it was fun, and everybody was nice, and I was very happy that they all came out. So it was a good night, and then we made the fucking trek back after the show. Got home at like I said, 2:30, 2:45. Got woken up by the dog, had to walk the dog, and then here we fucking are, folks. We're back to it. Back on the fucking grind. I don't even know what I have going on this weekend. If you're in the city, we don't know Yard Bar show this week. But I have some shows later in the week. I have one on Thursday at some Cami Modern Kitchen and Bar at 8 o'clock in New York, if you want to come to that. And then on Friday, I'm doing 2 shows in Jersey City at Dorian's. So if you want to come to that, the next Yard Bar comedy show is going to be on the 1st of February. Lineup has not dropped yet, but we got to fucking do that. Yeah, and then I'm pretty much in the city until a little bit later in February. I'm going to Minneapolis with my buddy Peter. So look out for that stuff. Where are we at here, folks? We cut it a little. I might cut this one a little close, Your boy's a little tired, They didn't get too much. That's not true. I got a shit ton of sleep. I got like 9 hours. I woke up like fucking, woke up an hour and a half ago. So yeah, look out for that stuff. Come on out to a show, like, share, subscribe, all that shit. I know I was kicking around the idea of maybe doing a separate pod. Somebody that might be in the works, possibly. I'm entertaining the idea. A pod with my good buddy Teddy B, who I also run Yard Bar with. So we're this might transition into something else, might become a different thing. We'll see. But more on that to come. So hope you had a good week. Have a good week, folks. Thanks for listening to my tales of the traveling of the road and doing shows and stuff. Yeah, a lot of fun. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.